Welcome into CBS News 24/7. I'm Reed Cowan. So let's go to Texas, where officials are still out there searching for the missing from the deadly flash flooding in the central part of that very large state this weekend. In fact, here's a look at the updated death toll that is expected to rise. So far, 89 people statewide in Texas have been confirmed dead. 75 of those deaths come from Kerr County alone. So let's bring in Louis Amestoy, editor and publisher of the Kerr County Lead. Louis, there's a lot to break apart, a lot to talk about, but first let's start with heart. In the face of so much loss for our national audience, what do the good people of Kerr County need right now?
I think that what we really need is for you guys to go to the Community Foundation of the Texas Hill Country and make contributions for whatever relief fund would help with this. This is the same organization that raised millions of dollars for Uvalde. Uvalde, remember, just to the south of us here. It's a critically important element for our community to have that support. We're pretty overwhelmed with food and things like that at this moment. But what we're gonna need is a significant amount of help for a lot of people who've just lost everything. And some of these families too, we have families missing still.
Whole families.
Whole families.
Yeah.
That were in some of these RV parks and campsites. You know, I think there's at least 2 from Blue Oak or HTR campgrounds, which are in Kerrville. So I think that's the thing that we need most. Also, there's a lot of businesses that are hurting too. The Kerrville Area Chamber of Commerce has got a post up about their foundation is raising funds for businesses. In addition to that, the Salvation Army here in Kerrville is doing some amazing work coordinating with other relief efforts, and the American Red Cross is always a good bet for any kind of help right now. A lot of people, have sent me messages like, "Hey, I can't bring my excavator down." I'm like, I'm sure that someone would like that help. I'm not sure I'm the person that can help you with that, but the cleanup is just unbelievable. And if you can imagine these gigantic piles, 12 feet high of just debris.
Right.
And that video you're showing right now, that's in Center Point, which is just, east of Kerrville. And that bridge is sobering when you look at how tall that bridge is. And the river went up and over that bridge.
And just a wall of water. And just for our viewers, cbsnews.com/help Texas as well. A chance for you to do something at this hour and make your resources useful right now when so many people are hurting. Yeah. Got to ask you, as a journalist yourself, you no doubt are hearing those questions about consequences from cuts to FEMA and other emergency mechanisms, the criticism that those cuts in recent months caused a dynamic where alerts and warnings were maybe not as effective or as timely as necessary. Are you seeing that frustration in your community right now?
Not really, to tell you the truth. I mean, I think here's my experience, and I've said this before. I live south of town, south of the river, and I was coming down Coley Street, which basically you drive right into Louise Hayes Park, right, which is where our big concert was going to be for the 4th of July. And it is a beautiful park. And we have 6 miles of river trail through that. When I came down about 7:00, that's when I got my first, wireless alert from the National Weather Service. And in some of these places that are remote, like Camp Mystic as an example, you're going to have iffy cell phone coverage. It depends on your provider. You're going to have iffy coverage on that. But I think I should have gotten alerts earlier than that. Now there's I saw somebody had shared, a Twitter post or X post. And I'm like, well, that's not acceptable, because I don't think a lot of people are necessarily on X or Twitter in that case, even Facebook. The other issue, I think, was that they were sending out alerts. There are some alert systems in Kerr County, and I don't know if those went out necessarily. There's a code red system. But basically what you saw happen, though, was that you had a storm, and we get flash flood watches or flood watches pretty routinely out here because the weather is remarkably unpredictable in Texas. Remember we also got crushed by Winter Storm Uri in 2021 here. And so I don't think there's necessarily, blame. One of the things I saw was that the water came up so hard and so fast, and the empirical data you look at from the National Weather Service and from the USGS shows you how fast that water moved. And you have some eyewitness accounts of where people were like, yeah, I was here, the water was here, and 2 minutes later it was at my waist. So I just don't think that's the case. Now, there are some legitimate questions here. Texas doesn't have a lot of zoning or planning or ordinance controls in unincorporated areas of the counties. And, there's some floodplain questions that are going to be coming up in the years to come, obviously. And that's really a question for the Texas legislature and Governor Greg Abbott. It's like, okay, well, we let people build whatever the heck they want here. Can you continue that policy considering what we've seen here today?
Well, Louis, you are in that community, and so it's our honor to talk to you because we know you as a journalist are on the front lines of telling the stories of those 89 plus people who are known to be dead from these floods. Our highest and best thoughts to the people who are right now first responders out in the midst of it, and of course the families who are grieving and waiting for word. Thank you so much for talking to us.